Yo, what's up, everybody? I hope everyone had a happy Mother's Day, taking care of their mamas and their wives. You are listening to the Juice Box Heroes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, PK. And always, we have the Dubon Fan Club president with the brick red swag tonight, Mr. Chris Moreno. And we got Sweet B Bones Bryles. How y'all doing, fellas?
It's been a very busy weekend, but again, all of that came to a halt today. Like I said, took care of Mandy today. So hopefully, you guys' wives had a very fantastic Mother's Day, and um, you know, we got a good baseball game today. So I
Somebody
guess I
owes me an
was.
apology.
I don't know about an apology, but I mean, hey, I told you guys from day one. It's like I'm going 1-2 until the bats can prove they can be consistent. So really, they should be thanking me for making them up in their game. Browse, how was your day?
It was great, man. We had a great Mother's Day weekend. Had some family in town. Got a lot of stuff done. My wife decided she wanted all gardening for Mother's Day weekend, so I got to do a little
Hell
manual
yeah.
labor. And yeah, other than that, though, most importantly, the Astros actually looked pretty darn good this weekend, and I'm glad I rode PK's tailcoats
Yes,
on
sir.
the pick for this week. And even better, I hit the under all 3 days perfectly. So not complaining about that. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day weekend. If you haven't told your significant other or your mom yet, make sure you get that text and phone call in. And PK, how was your weekend, buddy?
It was good. It was good. Soccer yesterday. Dylan scored his third goal in 2 games. Pretty
There you
sweet.
go. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
And we did something else Saturday afternoon, but I can't remember. So it probably wasn't that important. But today was cooking. We went to church with my mom. That was like her only request for Mother's Day was that I joined her at church. I don't know what that says about me, but that's what she wanted. So we went to church
Heathen.
today.
You're a
Yeah,
heathen.
we went to church. It was good, man. She was excited about it. And then hit the Michoacan on Saturday and picked up some marinated leg quarters. And that was on the smoker today for Lindsay, her mother, my mom, and some more family. So it was a good day, man. Really good day. Even better that the Astros won today. Took the series 2-1. Prediction made by your boy right here, 2-1. Bryles also with the same prediction. So let's jump right into this thing. Maybe we got quite a bit of stuff to talk about, and then we're going to cover the Kansas City Royals coming into town tomorrow. So let's start with Friday. Friday we had Hunter Brown on the bump, doing Hunter Brown things. The only thing that he didn't do is go 6 innings. Now, did y'all watch the game Friday night? Were y'all able to watch the whole game?
I did.
Okay, so here is my thing about it. So and Hunter Brown didn't look too happy about coming out after 5 2/3, right? But I believe he was up to like 102 pitches, maybe. I think he was up there. I think. The point of it is that he was starting to get a little wild. You could tell that he was getting tired. A couple of free passes that inning. You want him to go 6. I know he wanted to go 6. He also had a consecutive quality start streak going Friday night, but he ends up going 5 2/3. I think it was the right decision by what Espada did because you could tell he was laboring, on the mound. He had lost a little bit of control, and all in all, we get the win. We win 3-0 on Friday night. Hunter Brown, I think his ERA now is down to 1.22, I believe, which is, I'll take that every day, right? That's your ace. He's just doing Hunter Brown things. So that's kind of my take for Friday night. Was it just Hunter Brown set the tone for Friday night, and thank God we got this kid on our team.
For now.
Well, Debbie Downer, that's
I
correct.
mean, yeah. Like you pretty much. You nailed it. You expect Hunter. I mean, we're at the point now that you expect Hunter Brown to go 6. Like maybe give up 1, maybe 2, 10 strikeouts or close to 10 strikeouts, and he pretty much gave you what we expected him to give you. So that's pretty much all you had to take away was that Hunter Brown did things that he normally does. the offense gave him just enough for him to get a W. That's it. That wrapped up Friday night.
That wraps up Friday night. Bros, you got anything on Friday? Well, you jump into Saturday because Saturday we got talking points.
Real quick before you jump in on Saturday, you already touched on it, but that was one of the things I was going to say. It was nice to see Espada go in and actually pull Brown when he needed to. One of the things that I've always criticized Espada on is him not knowing when to go pull his pitchers. And that's been a little bit of a problem. And but he did get him out at the right time. And I think Hunter Brown has established himself very easily as the ace of the squad. And I know, Chris, you're not so optimistic that we're going to be able to sign him to an extension anytime soon. But hey, hopefully they surprise us and actually do something that is going to keep him in an Astros uniform moving forward here for an extended period of time. But anyway, that was Friday. Yeah, Friday was great. 3-0 win. Kept the Reds off the board. And PK, I'll let you get into Saturday because that was most definitely not the case.
Yeah, and Saturday, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to start off with is we know what happened with McCullers, right? We know what happened. We saw it, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I want to start off with the bullshit that you see online about these Astros fans.
Oh, that was awful.
Right. And, it's one thing to go after these players. We all go after the players. We all clown McCullers for being a barista, still in $85 million or whatever, his deal because he hasn't been pitching. It's part of the deal, right? You talk crap about any professional athlete, good, whatever it is. But once you start bringing the kids into it, it just becomes a little bit more serious, and it's just that's out of bounds, right? Keep it to the adults.
Bush League, man.
And it's really messed up. And now whether they some before Chris, says whatever he's gonna say, I think it's bullshit. Now, Espada was pretty pissed in his post game interview. I kind of wish he would have went on like a cuss word. Like a cuss word laden thing. He kept saying unfortunate a lot, which it is very unfortunate. And I'm not gonna sit up. I mean, we all know how much McCullers means to this team, this organization. We all know the injury, like what he's fought back to get to. Clearly, that's not what he wanted. I just think it's real bullshit what these fans are saying. I mean, it's just whether they think it's funny or not. Keep the kids out of it. I mean, like, first of all, don't threaten the guy with his life. That's one. It's just a freaking game at the end of the day. Like, honestly, it's a game. So I'm just gonna say that we can talk about that for a couple seconds, and then we'll actually get into that game.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, man, it's a game. It's a game. Okay. I mean, like, I'm just kind of like maybe laughing is not the right way to approach it, but I'm just blown away that people would take it to that extreme.
Yeah, to that extreme. Yes, exactly.
you had one bad start, okay, off of, like, I mean, he had a good showing, his last run in the rotation. I mean, but come on, guys. I mean, like, it is a baseball game in early May against the Reds worth like? I mean, it's like I almost have no words for it because it's like
right.
Never in a million years would I like watch somebody have a hard time get he got hit around. He was a little wild. He walked a handful of guys. But the first thing that pops in my head is not, hey, let me go find him on all the social media and say I'm going to find his kids and undo
and murder them.
It makes no
wow.
I mean, like, what are we doing, people? I mean, come on. I mean, this is why, like, I mean, it's just, what are we doing? I mean, is this where you're at in your life where, and I mean, I can pretty much guarantee you that the I don't want to say it was trolling, but I think a lot of it was. I don't even know though, because like I would assume that that's something that you wouldn't like joke around about, as far as like, because people post stupid shit just to get a bunch of like clicks or likes or repost or whatever. Because we live in a day and age now that everything for a lot of these people their goal is to put something out, and hopefully, I had to see how many times it was liked or reposted or shared or whatever. I mean, but like, I just don't think that's what you do. I mean, like it's fucking stupid, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
1000%.
dumb. Like, why? I mean, it's just I don't know. Like, I hope that they could trace back to who did it and prosecute the shit out of him, because it's dumb. I mean, big deal. I mean, the man could have retired at any time, but he didn't. This man's living a dream that all of us would give our left nut to, be able to play Major League Baseball. And he has a bad start, and you want to fucking post stupid stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, people. This is why all I can say. This is why aliens won't visit us. It's
Well,
stupid. Carls, what you got on this?
Well,
they're
now
not
here's
real.
the thing. I mean, that type of behavior is reserved for Dodger fans. That's reserved for Philly fans. That's, I mean, Yankee fans, Red Sox fans, you name it. It's like there's a handful of teams that if you go to one of those games, it's just going to be an absolute disaster the whole time because the fans are terrible. Houston is not known for that. And I don't want us to be known for that. So when you're out there, please, please, please be respectful of the guys that we've got on the field that you paid money to go see. Now, listen, you're not even booing the other team. You're booing your own player. It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I will say that I am guilty of booing Jeff Blum after he got traded to the Astros after the 2005 World Series because he ruined that for us. But I had good reason, and it's not like I ever threatened his life either. So
I was gonna say,
it's like
you're
this
talking
is
about
ridiculous.
booing.
You're talking about booing
you can
Yeah.
boo,
player,
yeah,
right?
you can boo who you want. I mean, but like, it's not like you're trying to track down where the man lives. Or like,
No,
this
absolutely
reminds
not.
me, like Mike posted this up in the chat. Like, were these the same Houston fans that were at Matt Schaub's house?
I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny, but it's funny, right? Because it's.
Yeah, I mean,
But they went to that dude's house and they burned his jersey and they staked out his
it's just
house.
like, come
And it's
on,
like,
guys. What are we doing?
man.
I mean, is this where we're at in our lives? This is what we're gonna do, and this is what's gonna bring us to the light. Is let me go on X, and like I said, I guarantee you, these people would not have. They wouldn't say that shit to his face. I mean, so
No.
of course it's
No,
keyboard,
absolutely
keyboard
not.
warriors, man. That's it.
probably drunk or just trying to see, what type of how much of a reaction they would get. It just, I mean, it's stupid. Like, I had to do a double take. My brother came over last night. We were drinking and watching wrestling because once I saw the score was 6-0, I'm like, well, I ain't watching this. So we started watching it, and I was kind of keeping up. And then at the end of the night, like, I kind of looked and I saw that quote. I think I saw it either on Facebook or something that a spotter was going off. I was like, all right, well, he's pissed off because
Yeah.
they gave up 10 in the first inning, and then I saw it. I'm like, and again, it's like, what are we doing? Is this where we're at in life, where we're gonna go, go after children of a professional baseball player because he had a bad start? Guys,
Well, and
get
his
over
spotter said it.
yourselves.
Yeah, he said it too in the beginning. During his press conference he's like, the fact that I have to address this is ridiculous.
Yes,
Which is
it is. It's
100%
stupid.
correct. It's insane. So I say all that to say, hey, look, we're gonna make fun of our players because that's what we do. We're fans, right? When they suck, we boo. When they do great, we cheer. LMJ is still our guy, regardless of what happened yesterday, regardless of what happened on his outing in Chicago. We know what this guy means to our organization. We know what how big of a piece he's been to a couple of our championships. So just don't be a piece of shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't be a piece of shit. And with that, let's get to the game. So here's where I'm at with the game. Okay, so if you remember our episode last week, I said that we were going to go 2-1, which again I was correct on the series win. My only loss for my prediction was that I did say that LMJ was going to be amped up for pitching at home. He's going to come out and he's going to do better than he did in Chicago, which means that he would have gone more than 3 2/3. Instead, he went reverse. He went 1/3 of an inning. Gave up. I think it ended up giving up 7 earned. I think was his final line score. I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Just no control. No control. I mean, you had the two, I think, two walks the first, then you had Dela Cruz, Mr. Go-Go
Monster.
Gadget arms, hit a line drive out of Crawford box, into the box over there, 3-0. And I think Lance got through, I don't know, maybe 40, 41. I think there's the number that's popping out. 41 pitches in the first. Probably ended up being more. But look, it's a really bad outing, and it really sucks for him because I know this is not what he wanted to do, in his first game back at Daikin, right? So the funny story about it is that once Dela Cruz hit the home run, I got an alert on my phone that my Domino's pizza was ready. Now, Domino's pizza is 0.3 of a mile from my house. They were delivering it to my car, so I had to drive there, throw my hazards on, get the pizza, come back home. All in all, about 7 minutes. I leave and it's 3-0, and I come back home with the pizza, and it's 10-0. And I was like, "What in the hell just happened?" So
all hell broke loose. That's what
happened. Because I wasn't listening to the game on the radio. I was just like, "Oh, you know what? Like they'll get out of the inning, I'm sure. Yada yada. Come back, it's 10-0." So, what's y'all's take on that first inning? I mean, what did y'all see other than a bunch of Reds circling backs?
Well, I didn't see much of anything. I was leaving BP and got in the car, saw that it was 3-0. I was like, all right, whatever. I mean, all right. And then I got home, started firing up the grill, cracked open a beer, looked it up, and it was 6-0. I was like, what the? I was gonna watch it, and I was like, well, it looks like now I'm not gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think I don't know, like 3 minutes later it was 10-0. I just looked at my brother. I was like, well, it's 10-0. Looks like we don't have to worry about flipping back and forth. So, yeah, I mean, I really didn't watch it a lot. I didn't watch it at all, to be honest with you. I was actually, I was really glad. I don't know if we want to get to this next. I was really surprised to see how much they battled back.
Hell yeah.
And I know
absolutely.
that people want to say, oh, well, if you subtract the first inning, we won that game 9-3. Well, that's a cool story. You can't subtract the first inning. They lost whatever the score was, 13-9 or whatever.
13-9. Yeah.
But it was good. I mean, like it that's why I was kind of pretty confident, because we all know the Astros are, they have a trend of they'll score 8-9 plus runs, and then the next game they'll score 1 or 2. So, but yeah, like it blew up real quick, and then we got it. Then the next time I really started paying attention to it, it was the whole like stuff about these morons, trying to, or pushing the threats out. So I didn't really get to pay a lot of attention to it, just besides, kind of tracking the score. So I don't know, Browse, did you get to watch it last night?
Yeah, no, I actually did watch the game. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying very close attention to it, but it was on, and I was watching it. And then when they started to come back, I actually started really watching the game, because I was like, wow, they actually have a chance at this. But I think the biggest takeaways from this game is, one, yeah, we know what happened to LMJ. He just didn't have his stuff, so he got pulled. But yeah, he's going to get another chance. Don't worry about that. Van Wy did not look good either, who had to come in and kind of save LMJ. And unfortunately, he just blew his ERA up even more. So LMJ is now sitting at a 15+ ERA, just if you're keeping stats over there. And then the one thing that I do want to bring up too, which was a little bit concerning, and I didn't even think it was a concern at the time. They had an announcement. I think it was the second or third inning. Anyway, they said that they were pulling Altuve out of the game, and I was like, all right, well, they're pulling him out of the game just to give him some rest. I was like, because what? Yeah, we're already down 10-0. By the way, I covered the over in the first half of the first inning, so I was like, okay, so they're pulling him out. They're going to give him some rest. Yeah, the easy win, right? Not what I was expecting or how I was expecting to win it. But anyway, so they pull Altuve out, and I'm like, okay. And then we find out later that he's day-to-day with hammy tightness. Yep. And he wasn't in the game today either. So that's something to keep an eye on as we're moving forward. But no, the Astros actually were battling back. Pena had a really good day once again at the plate. And then just everybody started contributing. There wasn't just one particular guy that went out there and just balled out for the rest of the game, but they tried to fight back and actually win this game. I mean, if we went back and looked and said, hey, we lost by 4 runs, you wouldn't have expected the score to be 13-9, which is what it ended up being. So anyway, kudos to those guys for not giving up and, trying to actually get back in the game. Obviously they fell short, but your big takeaways there are, LMJ and Van Wy not looking so great. The guys fighting hard to get back, and then a little bit of Altuve medical issues that we need to keep an eye on moving forward.
Yeah, what I liked about it, like you touched on, Bryles, was obviously you got to, obviously you have 27 outs no matter what, right? You have to get 27 outs. So, you keep fighting back, you keep trying to plate some runs, you keep trying to put a few hits together and see what will happen. The thing that I kept thinking about during that was, like you said, you had LMJ not like that was terrible. I mean, just flat out terrible out for him. Van Way, same thing. Right. So you take, and Chris, you said a minute ago, you can't subtract runs, right? But you try to look at this thing optimistically, right? So you take out the Van Way and you take out the LMJ disaster. The bullpen still held these guys to 3 runs over the next, 6 innings, right? Next 6 innings.
8 innings.
So what I kept trying, 8, yeah, because it was like, they didn't score after because they only scored.
They pulled LMJ in the first. Yeah.
Right. They scored 10 in the first. They ended up scoring 3 more.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So they pretty much held them down. Yeah, our bullpen did. Right. And this isn't like football. We all know that. In football, when you get up really big, you start playing prevent defense, right? You're just kind of like, hey, just get down the field, run the score, run the timeout. And so you can't really do that in baseball. You can take your starters out, I guess, but you still have to get all the outs. There's no time. It's 27 outs, period, in the store. And so that's why I posted last night was, if you take away the first inning, right? The Astros did have outscored this team today, right? At that time, it was 8. We're outscoring them 8-3. And so it's like, okay, well, how are you feeling about that, right? Are you happy with the way the bullpen has come in and like kind of locked these guys down? Are you happy to see some, Astros kind of respond with some offense, or both? So my thing was it was really cool to see them continuing to battle and this not just throw in the white flag and go on to Sunday. We know how long the season is. This is a game in early freaking May, right? I mean, it's and we had our chance late in the game to make it even closer. I think the closest we got was, I think we were down 3, maybe 4 late, a couple runners on, I think in the 8th inning or something like that. And that was the last pitch that I really saw. It was that inning. Sorry, that inning, because when they got, after that, it was just going to be kind of difficult. So yeah, I was pretty I'm happy for the way the game ended, not so much how it started. But it's, look, we're still in line to get the series win. And then we have Ronel Blanco today. Ronel freaking Blanco. Career day. 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, 11 Ks, no runs scored. Like a career day, aside from, I guess, the no-hit game, right? But as far as I think it was his career high with 11 Ks. I mean, this, obviously, we're not going to get this type of Ronel every outing. We've seen that so far all season, right? It's been kind of up and down. But you needed this outing from Ronel. One, for the fact of you needed his own self-esteem, right? Get his own confidence back. And then number 2, the bullpen needed a day off. And he gave you 8 innings of scoreless baseball. And we only used 1 reliever. So Astros put up some runs. The final was 6-0. I'm going to say it again. The Astros won the series 2-1. Your boy predicted it correctly, along with Bryles. Walker and Yiner had 3 ribs apiece. It was a good day, especially coming off of something that happened on, all the stuff that happened Saturday. So that's the Sunday recap. What do y'all think about today?
Well, I can tell you, we got to a better start. I was one of the few unfortunate people in one of my fantasy leagues. I started LMJ, so that was a negative 16 points from him last night. I did have Yonder Diaz today hit a 3-run bomb. So
Yeah, he
I
did.
mean, it was a good bounce back start. It was a start that Blanco needed. I feel like he's been kind of shaky his last 2 or 3 starts. Like he definitely didn't look like the Blanco that he was last year. So him getting off and doing what he did today, massive, massive leap forward to hopefully potentially being more of like the guy that we saw last year instead of the guy that we've seen the last 2 or 3 starts. I mean, you pretty much summed it up. I mean, you needed him to go long. He went long. He saved your bullpen, so now now your bullpen's not on fumes for this KC series.
Yeah.
So I mean, offense stepped up, and I need to step up. My only nitpicking is, man, DeZenzo misplayed that ball, which broke up the no hitter. So that's it. That's
I
all I
mean,
got.
yeah,
Which
that's
again,
nitpick. I mean, but look,
he's
nitpick for sure, but
still
it
learning
is
it.
what it is.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. You can't. It's hard to nitpick an eight inning shutout by your starter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hey, I got nothing.
exactly.
But hey, if I have to continuously pick them at 1 and 2 for them to win each series, then kind of like with the Dubon thing, man. Like, hey, this is what I'm contributing to the team.
Well, I honestly, they could have drawn this one up any better because it's exactly what they needed and exactly what they needed from the people that performed. So, I mean, yeah, with Blanco going, 8 scoreless, I mean, I've been very critical of him this year, and I know that he's been really good for us, but this year it does not look like the Ronel Blanco that we're used to. So the fact that he actually had a day like he did today is absolutely fantastic. And 2 of the bats that have been almost asleep woke up today, as you already pointed out, PK. So with Christian Walker and Yonder Diaz coming out and performing today, getting the ribbies, to put them on the board 6-0. I mean, you really, like I said, you can't draw that up any better. So it is exactly what we needed and a great way to end the series, especially on Mother's Day at home.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So we wrap that series up. We welcome Kansas City Royals to town for 3. Is it 3? 3 games?
3.
Yes, I believe so.
All right, so they're coming in town. We know what happened when we went up to Kansas City earlier in the season. We lost that series. Did we get swept? We lost. It was 1-2. I think we won the getaway game. We won the getaway game. It was a Wednesday. So, anyways, look, it's the Royals. We know we got Bobby Witt Jr. We don't really play them very well, so it seems like. Who has the rotations?
I got it. We got
Sweet B Bones.
Waka coming up tomorrow. Waka is 2-4 with a surprising 2.98 ERA. He's going up against Gusto, 3-1 with a 2.93 ERA. So if you're comparing ERAs, guys are almost identical. Tuesday game, we got Bubik 4-2 with a 1.69 ERA. He is the real deal for the Kansas City Royals.
So essentially, I feel like we're seeing the same pictures we saw last time.
Yeah, against Fromber 2-4 with a 3.94 ERA, and then Wednesday you've got Lorenzen 3-3 with a 3.57 ERA against your favorite pitcher, TBD.
Well, and this is what I wanted to jump in on. So they asked Espada about, and I have an idea who Mr. TBD is going to be, and I've got a feeling it's going to be Colton Gordon because I know they had talked to Espada. And he said, well, we're kind of looking at Colton Gordon. He's been pitching really well, which, again, if you haven't been paying attention, dude has been freaking money down in AAA. So I'm willing to,
say it. Bet.
I'm willing to bet that it's going to be Colton Gordon, game 3.
So I think it was Friday night series on the broadcast, they talked about Espada mentioning that with these 17 games in a row, that they're possibly or probably going to be going to a 6-man rotation during this time. So this would make sense. So look, if it was going to be Hunter Brown, they would say Hunter Brown. You're not going to TBD a Hunter Brown outing. You're just not going to. Like, you're going to TBD, you're going to bring somebody up. I like the Colton Gordon thing, right? Bring him up, let him get a taste. And then Thursday, Hunter Brown opens up a new series, right? I mean, that's what's going to happen. That's what it sounds like. And that's what I feel like it's doing a 6-man rotation for this stretch is a good thing. You know, you're not trying to wear your pitchers out by June, end of June. You know what I'm saying? So do the 6-man rotation. Let's see what this young kid has. He has been lighting it up, you know, down the minors. So why not bring him up? Let's see what he has. Okay, so we're at home. I'm gonna start this off because let's just see. So just to recap, everybody, I'm on a 3 series in a row streak on predictions.
3 series streak. Take him to Vegas with you.
Okay, so we have Waka Waka on Monday, right? Waka Waka on Monday, and then Bubik on Tuesday, and Lorenzen on Wednesday. Okay, so I'll take the Fromberg game on. That's a tough game. Damn it. Huh. Okay, maybe I should have gone last. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go 2-1 because we're at home. And now we're going to take Monday, Tuesday, and we're going to lose the Wednesday TBD game. We play better at home, man. We just do. We just do.
All right, I'll go next. So I'm going to say, I mean, last time we saw those three, who's the guy going for KC? Lorenzen.
Yeah.
So you have Waka, Bubik, and Lorenzen.
It's a pretty tough, like, it's.
I'm gonna go 1-2. I'm gonna go 1-2. I think we're gonna lose the Gusto game. I think we're gonna lose the Fromber game, and I think the game we bounce back and win is gonna be when Colton Gordon makes his major league debut. I'm gonna predict he also goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs on 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. He's gonna get his first major league win, and we'll salvage the series. So I'm gonna go 1-2.
So a bold prediction there, Cotton. Yeah, I'm actually going to ride with Chris on this and go 1-2. I don't know what it is about Kansas City. We have a hard time with them. I don't have faith yet in Gusto as a starter. I think he's a good pitcher. I think he's still trying to find his place with the Astros and where he actually fits in on that pitching staff. So until I see a more solid, I guess, spot for him, then I don't really feel it. And I think he's comparable to Walker right now. And like I said, I think Kansas City gets a little bit of an advantage just because I don't know why they place better than a lot of the other teams do, no matter what their record is.
Yeah.
Bubik on Tuesday with a 4.2 record and 1.69 ERA. Sorry, but I think we're going to end up losing that Fromber game. Or if not, it's going to be really close. I think that's the one we might win, but I'm not making a guarantee on it. And then I hope you guys are right. I hope Gordon is the pitcher of the I guess first series for that TBD, but we don't know that for sure yet. So until I know exactly who that pitcher is and what we're looking at, I can't say whether we're going to win or lose it. But here's what I am going to say. Pull your unders for this entire series. Under. You're not going to see a whole lot of runs on the board. Runs are going to be very hard to come by. The Royals like to play small ball. And then I know Espada likes to try to play small ball too when he's playing them. So we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, I think runs are going to come at a premium this entire series, depending on what happens with that TBD game on Wednesday. So I'm going 1-2 as well with 3 straight unders in a row.
Nice. So on the Monday game, I think we're going to have to come from behind to win that one. Just because I think Gusto's going to – he's going to do enough to keep you in there, but I think you're going to have to come back on that one, right? So he'll either get the no decision. He'll have to get a no decision, essentially. But we play so much better at home. We just do. We have these teams that come in. We've seen it. You take away the Reds, but you have these teams that come in. The Tigers come in, best record in the American League. The Padres came in. They were the best record in all of baseball when they came in, right? So I'm not saying. I mean, the Royals, they're not any punks. They're not punks. Like they got a good squad. We play up with these teams. We play down to the teams we're not supposed to. So I like it. 2-1. I'm going for 4 in a row. Who do we have this weekend? Is it? I think it's a division series.
That is a fine question, sir. Let's take a look at it. After that, we've got the Rangers coming. Oh no, we're going to the Rangers. My bad.
For four, I think, right?
For 4, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So we all know what that entails, right? we all know what happens when we play those clowns up north. So win this series, some more momentum. You would take 4 out of 6, right? Yeah, if I did my math right. 4 out of 6 going into a 4-game series with a division opponent, rival, who's been cherry picked to win this division. Whatever, who cares? Still runs through Houston. So I think you just continue to build the momentum. And you go out of town. You take that 4-hour, drive, 2-hour flight, hour and a half flight, and then you just punk
Oklahoma.
those, and you punk those guys. That's how I'm looking at it. So, guys, it's been a great episode as always on the Sunday night recap. We will be back on Thursday. I'm guessing on Thursday when we go live, we'll just holler at y'all guys for maybe a couple innings.
Hey, I like it. Unless we're playing.
Well, I will be here no matter what. maybe we go live for a few innings on Thursday. We'll see what the League City Marlins have to say about it. But until then, I hope you guys had a great Mother's Day weekend. Have a great start to your week tomorrow. Let's go Stros. Let's take the series against the Royals and then head north and handle those punks up in South Oklahoma. But until we talk to you again, I'm PK. That's Chris. And that's Bryles. And this is the Juicebox Heroes podcast.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Did you guys see Bryce Matthews hit the cycle today?
Hey, man. Yeah, dude, you could bring his ass up.